Wild nasty sex life of Himba tribe. The Himba, called Omuhimba for singular and Ovahimba for plural, are an ethnic group with an estimated population of about 50,000 people living in northern Namibia, in the Kunene region, formerly Kaukaland, and on the other side of the Kunene River in southern Angola. The Ovahimba are a semi-nomadic pastoralist people and speak Otishimba, a variety of Herero which belongs to the Bantu family within Niger-Congo. The Ovahimba are semi-nomadic as they have base homesteads where crops are cultivated but may have to move within the year depending on rainfall, and where there is access to water. The Ovahimba are predominantly livestock farmers who breed fat-tailed sheep and goats but count their wealth in the number of their cattle. They also grow and farm rain-fed crops such as maize and millet. Livestock are the major source of milk and meat for the Ovahimba. Their main diet is sour milk and maize porridge, also called orahia ruame, and sometimes plain hard porridge. Only due to milk and meat scarcity, their diet is also supplemented by cornmeal, chicken, eggs, wild herbs, and honey. Only occasionally and opportunistically are the livestock sold for cash. Women and girls tend to perform more labor-intensive work than men and boys do, such as carrying water to the village, earthen plastering the mopane wood homes with a traditional mixture of red clay soil and cow manure binding agent, collecting firewood, attending to the calabash vines used for producing and ensuring a secure supply of soured milk, cooking and serving meals, as well as artisans making handicrafts, clothing and jewelry. The responsibility for milking the cows and goats also lies with the women and girls. Women and girls take care of the children, and one woman or girl will take care of another woman's children. The men's main tasks are tending to the livestock, farming, herding, where the men will often be away from the family home for extended periods, animal slaughtering, construction, and holding council with village tribal chiefs. Members of a single extended family typically dwell in a homestead called Onganda, a small family village consisting of a circular hamlet of huts and work shelters that surround an okuruo, sacred ancestral fire, and a kraal for the sacred livestock. Both the fire and the livestock are closely tied to their veneration of the dead. The sacred fire representing ancestral protection, and the sacred livestock allowing proper relations between human and ancestor. The Ovahimba use a heterogeneous pasture system that includes both rainy season pastures and dry season pastures. The Himba tribe have wild nasty sex life, which we shall explore in this video. Here are some wild nasty sex life of Himba tribe. 1. Wife hospitality, also called Okujaspiza Omukazendu. This practice dates back to generations, symbolizing deep respect and trust among community members. Hospitality and generosity towards esteemed guests, reinforcement of social bonds and community ties in Himba culture. Offering a wife to a guest is a traditional practice known as Okujaspiza Omukazendu, or wife hospitality. Offering a wife to a guest is a sign of deep respect, trust, hospitality, and friendship. The arrangement is usually temporary, lasting for the duration of the guest's stay. Both the husband and wife must agree to the arrangement. Whenever a family has a male guest, the husband of the house leaves the room for the guest and his wife. He either sleeps outside or goes elsewhere to sleep. This practice strengthens social bonds and reinforces community ties. Giving of wife to guest is not viewed as infidelity, but rather as a cultural tradition. The guest is expected to show respect and gratitude towards the host and his wife. It is a temporary arrangement lasting only during the guest's stay. Mutual agreement. Both husband and wife must consent. Respect and gratitude. Guest is expected to show appreciation. Wife sharing strengthens community cohesion and cooperation, demonstrates trust and loyalty among community members, displays generosity and hospitality towards guests. 2. Polygamy. In Himba culture, polygamy is a deeply ingrained practice among the Himba people, particularly among men. This tradition allows Himba men to have multiple wives, with the first wife holding the most senior and respected position. The Himba people practice polygamy for several reasons, such as Economic benefits: multiple wives contribute to shared resources and labor, enhancing the family's economic stability. Social status: having multiple wives demonstrates wealth and prestige, elevating the husband's standing within the community. Family expansion: more wives can lead to more children, expanding the family and ensuring its continuity. In a polygamous Himba household, first wife manages household and family affairs, often serving as a leader and mediator. Subsequent wives assist with domestic work and childcare, supporting the first wife. Choosing wives: Himba men select wives based on family ties, strengthening alliances with other families. Social status: marrying women from respected families. Beauty: physical attractiveness is also valued. Marriage ceremonies: Himba marriage ceremonies involve gift-giving, exchanging gifts between families, feasting, celebratory meals shared by the community. Bride: wealth payment to the bride's family, often in cattle rituals. Traditional practices and ceremonies: polygamous marriages, each wife may have a separate ceremony highlighting the importance of each union. Polygamy in Himba culture reinforces social bonds and alliances, demonstrates wealth and status, supports family expansion and continuity. As the Himba culture evolves, polygamy remains an important tradition. However, modernization and urbanization may influence its practice. 3. Lack of emphasis on virginity: the Himba people, an indigenous tribe in Namibia, have a unique cultural perspective on sexuality and relationships. Unlike many other cultures, the Himba do not place significant emphasis on virginity. The Himba culture prioritizes fertility and childbearing. Women's ability to bear children is highly valued, and virginity is not seen as a prerequisite for marriage or social status. Himba people have a relatively open attitude towards sex. Premarital sex is not stigmatized, and individuals are encouraged to explore their sexuality. Initiation ceremonies, known as Okarurumandi, focus on transitioning girls and boys to adulthood. These rituals do not emphasize virginity, but rather prepare young people for adult responsibilities. Himba culture values community harmony and cooperation over individual notions of purity. There is no stigma on premarital sex and childbirth out of wedlock. Are not stigmatized. Girls and boys are initiated into adulthood through rituals which may involve sexual activities. Himba people prioritize family planning and childbirth over virginity. Himba people prioritize practical considerations like fertility and family planning. The Himba perspective on virginity differs significantly from Western cultures, where virginity is often associated with moral purity. Some African cultures, where virginity is highly valued and linked to family honor. Other indigenous cultures, where initiation rituals may involve virginity tests or emphasis on chastity, such are not practicable in Himba tribe. 4. Semi-nudity in Himba culture. Nakedness is an acceptable way of life. Himba people often wear minimal clothing, with women wearing loincloths and men wearing shorts or going naked from the waist up. Nakedness is not associated with shame or embarrassment to their nakedness, symbolizes transition and spiritual growth. During initiation ceremonies, they are comfortable with their naked human bodies. Himba people adorn themselves with ochre red pigment applied to skin and hair. Butterfat is used for skin moisturization and protection, it emphasizing beauty and cultural identity. Nakedness plays a role in some initiation ceremonies, symbolizing transition and spiritual growth. Nakedness is accepted and unremarkable within the community. Himba people do not cover themselves in front of visitors or during special occasions. Males and females are always half naked. They value their culture of nakedness, and they perceive it as being natural and simple. 5. Wife swapping in Himba culture. Wife swapping, also known as wife exchange, is a unique and intricate cultural practice among the Himba people of Namibia. This temporary arrangement between two families or close friends involves exchanging wives for a short period, showcasing the community's strong social bonds and cooperative spirit. The practice of wife swapping dates back generations, originating from ancient traditions of sharing resources and strengthening social ties. Need for conflict resolution and reconciliation, desire to demonstrate trust, loyalty, and friendship. If this can happen, there will be a mutual agreement, which means both husbands and wives must consent to the arrangement. Wife swapping will last from a few days to several weeks. Participants show respect, gratitude, and appreciation for the arrangement. Wife swapping is done during special occasions involving gift giving, feasting, and ritual practices. Wife swapping reinforces community ties, strengthens social bonds and cooperation, trust and loyalty, displays trust among community members, social harmony. It is a tool for conflict resolution and reconciliation. It reflects Himba values of sharing, cooperation, and unity. 6. Sexual rite of passage in the Himba tribe. The Himba tribe practices a unique sexual rite of passage known as Efikola. This ceremony marks a boy's transition to manhood. The Efikola initiation ceremony is typically performed between 15 to 20 years old. It symbolizes purification, transition to manhood, and spiritual growth. Circumcision is a part of the rite, which is carried out by traditional circumciser or designated elder. The instrument used for the circumcision is either knife or spear. The significance of circumcision is that the removal of foreskin is believed to cleanse body and spirit. It marks the transition from boyhood to manhood. Circumcision is believed to bring boys closer to ancestors and gods. Himba women's rite of passage is childbirth. It marks the transition to womanhood. Motherhood is essential for woman's identity. 7. Sexual freedom. The Himba tribe has a relatively open-minded attitude towards premarital sex. This is reflected in their lack of stigma for premarital sex. It is not considered shameful or taboo. Sex is viewed as a natural part of life. Young people are encouraged to explore their sexuality. Himba youth enjoy significant autonomy in their sexual choices. They have the freedom to make decisions about their sexual activities. There are no strict rules governing premarital sex. Sexual relationships are often consensual. Young people learn about sex through experience. Unplanned pregnancies, which are not uncommon, are often welcomed. In conclusion, these nasty sexual practices are part of their cultural identity. Thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more.